Hi guys, it's Dakota. Well, here we are, finally. I am going to do today's video on the one that I've been telling you I was going to do. I'm finally doing it. It's Mud Dauber Nest Magic. I hope that the little picture I posted shows up at the beginning of the video so that those of you that don't know what a mud dauber looks like will have an idea of what it looks like. If it didn't show up, I'm not going to redo the video. This is like the 5th time I've tried to start this video. I kid you not. I keep having interruptions and things going on. And this is going to be the last video. So I'm telling you, whatever comes out of my mouth is coming out of my mouth. Woo! Okay, a mud dauber. A mud dauber, the ones that we have here in Eastern North Carolina. I'm just talking about the ones that I have seen the majority of. I've only ever seen 2 here in Eastern North Carolina. The one that I typically see is black with yellow stripes on its tail. Please do not get that one confused with a wasp that has yellow and black stripes. This mud dauber has a head and then, you know, that pointy tail body, but it has like this little string body in between the head and his tail. There's a little, I don't know, I guess it's part of his body or whatever. It holds his tail to his head, something like that. Where a wasp or a hornet or something like that, they have their head and then they have the pointy tail, but it's like connected, almost connected right there by his neck or something. So don't get the mud dauber confused, because a mud dauber is actually a pollinator, and a pollinator helps with fertility. So if you were trying to do something with fertility in your magic or spell work, using the mud dauber nest would be a really good thing to use to help bring about fertility. Now, the mud dauber nest, what I really like about the nest, and the properties that I like, what I like about the nest, first of all, is the nest is comprised of all 4 elements, if you think about it. The mud dauber needs to, the nest is made out of mud, and the mud dauber needs to have water element, and it needs to have earth. It needs to have dirt. They're also called dirt daubers, and they're also called a black wasp. I call them mud daubers. Sometimes I call them a dirt dauber, but no, I think I call them mud daubers. Now I'm confused. But they have to have dirt. So they take the water, they mix it up with the dirt, and then they carry that. How? By flying. Air, element of air. They fly over usually to a wall or a fence post or underneath the eaves. They really like corners, and they attach the mud to that. Then they fly back, they go get some more, they fly back, and they attach it. And before long, they get this little nest that looks like this. This is a big one. And this is called an organ pipe nest. A lot of times the nest that I get, it's almost just like a little bulb with one hole. This was part of a really large one that actually my husband found for me in the barn, and he broke it. Well, he tried to get the whole thing, but it broke. And he came in the house and he said, "Did you want this?" And I'm like, oh, you know, he has it so easy. I'm telling you, if you're a witch and you have, or you practice magic, you don't have to be a witch. If you practice magic, gifts are really easy. I'm seriously, like, you know, he has brought me bugs, like dead dragonflies that are kind of fossilized, petrified, whatever, from the sun. Just a whole beautiful, still has its colors. Dragonflies, big, large, beautiful. They must be it's a type of beetle, but it has the peacock colors on it, beautiful peacock colored feathers. Cicadas, right? I did the video on the cicadas, and I'm just thrilled when I get that kind of stuff. Like, yay, I'd rather have that than a diamond ring. Seriously, I would. Okay, so back to what we were talking about. So this is the mud dauber nest, and it's made out of uh, mud. And I'm going to talk about it here in just a second. I'm going to take it out of the bag, and we're going to talk about it. One of the things that it's good for, and one of the as I said, let me go back. Go back. The 4 elements: water. It needs dirt, earth. So we've got mud. So that's water and earth. It flies back and forth. So the bee itself, the dauber itself, is element of air, and it's putting its energy into the nest. So the nest, therefore, is element of air, and or has aspects of element of air. The dauber itself is air because it flies, and earth because it lands on it can land on a flower, it lands on the dirt to collect the dirt for the mud, and also fire. So it has the element of fire because, as I said, the picture of the mud dauber I posted is yellow and black. There's black with yellow stripes on its tail, and so that yellow is fire color, represents fire or corresponds with fire. And the sting, if you get stung, he won't go after you, but if you mess with his nest, he's going to sting you. It's not like a wasp. They don't chase you down. They don't hunt you down and sting you. You don't have to be afraid of a mud dauber. Just move out of the way and he'll fly on past. He's not interested in you. But the fact that it is a sun insect, element of fire, and the coloring that element of fire, and if by chance you get stung, I'll bet you it's going to feel like fire. So all 4 elements are in the nest, and I absolutely love that. Now, the other thing that I really love about the nest, when we talk about, so if you're a student, if you're watching my video and you're a student, or you're one of my customers, you've heard me talk about hermetics, maybe you've taken one of our classes on hermetics. I study hermetics and I use hermetics in my magic, in my practice. And when I started thinking about the nest, I started thinking about hermetics, and because I do so when I'm doing my magical work. I think about everything. And so I started looking at the nest and I thought, well, really polarity hit me because it is life and death. She comes, lays her eggs, they hatch, death. And I'm going to show you, we're going to talk about death. I'm getting there. I'm going to show you something about that. So there's that. There's the life and the death of that. There is the sting, the fire, the light, the yellow of the bee, the black, the light, the dark, the polarity there. So, and the other thing I use the nest for, that I have used the nest for, is for releasing, because I do a lot of fire magic, and I will share this with you. It's very simple. One of the things that I did, it's not any big secret. I won't tell you my words or exactly what I did. But one of the things that you can do if you find a nest for releasing is, if you like fire magic, I wrote out a petition of what it was that I wanted to release and let go of. And then I took the mud dauber nest, crushed it up, and I sprinkled a nice pile of dirt of nest on top of my petition, and then I folded the petition up. I tied it with a certain color string out by my cauldron fire, and said my words that I needed to say, set my intention, and placed my petition into the fire to release what it was that I was working on. So it's a good way to release. I've also used it, and this was fun. I used it for wish magic. I did a video, I believe it was on my Facebook page, when we were closed, when the store closed for the quarantine. We were closed for almost a month and a half. and I was doing some live videos, and it was a lot of fun. It was really nerve-wracking, but it was a lot of fun. And I did a video on wish magic, and one of the things that I used was a dandelion. Because remember, as a child, dandelions, they get those white little things. You pick it and you make your wish and you blow and the seeds go everywhere. So what I did was I crushed the nest, made a real fine powder. I just kept stirring it in my mortar, and the whole while I was stirring it, I was thinking and putting the intention of what it was that I was wishing about, this wish that I had, this manifestation that I was looking for. And then it became very light, very powdery. And I took it out and I held it in my hand and I said my intention, set my intention, and I blew it up and it went up into the air. And so very easy, it was very easy to do. So there's a lot of things you can do. You just have to do a little bit of research, set your mind, figure out what it is that you're trying to do, and then do your intention. One of the things that you can do super easy is you can grind it up and you can sprinkle it around your property, around your house for protection, across your threshold if you want for protection. Put it in a little mojo or gree bag. Carry it with you for protection, because remember the sting of the bee. If it stings you, if you mess with a mud dauber, it will probably sting you. So if you carry it, and you don't even have to crush it up, you can just break a piece of the nest off and carry that with you in a little mojo bag. And think about that. If someone tries to mess with you, the intention, right? So it's really good for protection as well. It's good for a lot of different things. You just have to think about it. And because it corresponds with all of the elements, you can use it for any kind of spell work that you want, any kind of magic that you want. If you're doing healing, maybe you want to take some of it and put it in some moon water for a healing, and then anoint something with it. It's just dirt, it's just mud. Maybe you want to ground yourself, so you use it for grounding. You can sprinkle some in incense and use it for that. So many things that you can use it for. You just have to do a little bit of research. All right, so let me just check my notes here real quick. I think I did everything. And yeah, so now I'm going to show you what I'm gonna show you. I'm gonna show you what I'm gonna show you. I'm gonna put you on pause and I'll be right back. I'm gonna get set up. Pause. All right, y'all. So one of the things the reason I have this in a plastic bag, if you find a nest, you're going to want to put it in a jar or a plastic bag. And one of the reasons is because what the mud dauber does is, let me flip it over. There's all the holes, right? One of the things, again, the main meal of a mud dauber is a spider. Now, those of you that know me and those of you that don't are about to learn. I have severe arachnophobia. Not just, oh, I'm afraid of spiders, ha ha ha. I have severe arachnophobia that actually truly needs therapy, but I understand that it is an unrealistic fear. I know this. I've read about it and I know this. However, I'm so arachnophobic that I won't go for therapy because I'm afraid that they're going to try to get me to hold a spider. like the end result of the therapy will be, okay, we're done with therapy now, so it's time for you to actually hold the spider. So I won't do it. But I have jumped out of cars. I have just literally hurt myself trying to get away from spiders. I can see a spider from a mile away. I don't know what the issue is with it. I've never been bit by a spider, knock on wood. I maybe in a past life, right? But I think spiders are cool. I love to watch them spin their web. And being pagan, I understand they are the grandmother weaver, and I understand the knowledge and all of that, but I can't do it. I can't tolerate it, and so it's really horrible. The mud dauber's main source of food is a spider. Maybe that's why I like the mud dauber so much. But here's the thing. The mud dauber goes, and if it sees a spider, it does not kill the spider. It injects the spider with its venom, and the venom paralyzes the spider. At that point, the mud dauber takes the spider back to the nest, gets it into the holes for the larva. So when the eggs or the larva, as it begins to grow, it has fresh spider meat to eat. So inside this nest, I'm pretty sure are spiders. This is my worst fear, and this is, for those of you that know me, you're going to see my growth here. I absolutely have a fear of spiders, but I'm going to show you. All right, these are strong. These are not fragile, but I'm going to stand back because of spiders. So I'm going to show you. Let me see if I can. Woo! Oh my gosh. Okay, I need something to get that out with. I'm afraid to touch it. But they tell you to put it in a plastic bag or a bowl. I mean, a plastic bag or a jar, because sometimes they're not dead. And oh, see, there's a mud dauber right there. It's already dead. And so if you just put this in your house, you could have, look at all the, oh my gosh, look at all those bugs. Woo, beetles. Now, fortunately, for me, I only see, look at that. I am not picking it up. What if it comes alive? Oh, there's another one. So it's got spiders in it. Oh, please don't be alive. But it paralyzes the spiders. And these brown things here, I'm seeing now. Those are just the larva shells. So the larvae have hatched and have flown away. But there's the spiders right there. I hope you can see them. I can't pick it up. Let me see if I can. Oh, please don't land on me. Sorry. See it? Spider. Ugh. So what I'm going to do is I have a little thing, and I'm going to go through and I'm going to pick out all the bugs, and then I will just have what's left over, which is the dirt. This was a particularly large nest, so I have a lot of dirt here to use, and all I have to do is continue to go through it and get out the spiders and the shells and anything else that is in here. But that is one of the reasons why you want to put it, when you get a nest, put it in a plastic bag or a jar, because depending on how soon you found the nest might depend on when the last time they put that spider in there. And I don't know how long it gets paralyzed for, if it's forever or if it eventually comes to life, but supposedly they will come to life, and so you need to keep it in a plastic bag or a jar so that your house doesn't get invaded with all that. Plus, you know, if you take the nest too soon, then, and there might be, like, there again, there's a well, it looks like a full dauber to me. Maybe it crawled in there and died, I don't know. But all of these are all the little pods that they're just little brown pods that the bees, the larvae, were in. So that's what I wanted to show you. And that's your creepy for the day. Sorry I screamed, but like, so that's what I wanted to show you today. I hope you guys enjoyed it. If you have any questions or comments, please leave them down in the comment section, and I'll be happy to answer as much as I can. I don't, you know, all I know about this, I've done research on it, and I was working with somebody. I don't know what happened to him. He's a root worker or a conjurer or whatever. He was living in Puerto Rico when I met him on YouTube, lived in Puerto Rico, moved to Florida, and then moved back to Puerto Rico. And it's been probably 8 months, 9, maybe even a year now since all of his stuff is gone. YouTube is gone, Instagram, Facebook, everything is gone. So I don't know what happened to him, but he gave me a little bit of insight about dauber nests and what you can do with them. And then, of course, I did my own research. And like I said, I do my own thing with the dirt from the nest. And that's that. There you go. So if you have any dauber nests, again, please make sure that they're done, that the harvest is done before you just go and, you know, break off a thing. And be careful that what's inside of it, the food inside of it, is done. And then be creative. Think about the elements, and think about what it is that you're looking to do, and do it. So again, if you have any questions, if you have any comments that you'd like to make, I would love to hear it. If you practice this, if you have things that you've used it for, I would love to hear it. If you're interested in sharing, subscribe, like, enjoy life. Enjoy life. Don't let all of this get to you. Don't be, enjoy every day. Enjoy every day. Make the most of it. Tomorrow might not be here, so why not just enjoy today and be compassionate, be understanding. We're all inconvenienced. We are all inconvenienced and we're all just doing the best that we can do. So with that, I'm going to say goodbye. I send you blessings, and that was a virtual little kiss there. All right, guys. See you next week. Hope you enjoyed it. Bye.